Good evening, General Evaluator and to esteemed Toastmasters and guests. My role is of an grammarian as a fox who can listen separately with both ears. I will be writing down the good usages of words and also not so good usage of words. It's my duty to introduce the word of the day, that is euphoria. In the noun form, it means happiness and excitement. The initial euphoria of the victory in the FIFA World Cup has subsided. It is an example. So let us not make the father of grammar, Lindsay Murray, churn in his grave, and let's make this meeting with flawless language. Over to you, General Evaluator. I'll report to you once called upon. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Toastmaster Nazneen, for explaining your role so well. So with that, that completes my tag team. And as you already know, today we have one prepared speech, and that will be evaluated by the speech evaluator, Toastmaster Kamini. And we will be coming back I will be coming back with my entire evaluation team at the end of the meeting once called upon. Thank you so much, and back to you, Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you, General Evaluator, for that introduction of the General Evaluator role and the introduction to the tag team. We will now move ahead with our meeting structure. In every Toastmasters meeting, a typical Toastmasters meeting, we have three sections. The first section is the prepared speech section. The second section is called the table topic section, where we try out speaking impromptu, that is on the spot. And the third section is the evaluation segment. This meeting is special because we're doing everything on the spot. So let's move to the prepared speech segment. Like mentioned before, we have one prepared speech today, and it's going to be from a very interesting project from Level 1, Project 3. It's called Vocal Variety and Body Language. Our first speaker is the senior most member of Speech Weavers Club. I remember meeting him he was the first person that I met when I entered the Speech Weavers Club, and he's a charismatic person. He can turn people's head. That's how charismatic he is. If he takes on the role of SAA, even in the virtual stage, you feel like he's establishing a connect with everyone. I'm going to tell you this, but if he is in person, you just cannot ignore him. The room just lights up and you have to take notice. So Toastmaster Milind Kulapkar is our first speaker. Before I read out his introduction, let me call on the evaluator to read out the objectives of the speech. May I request evaluator Toastmaster Kamini, a dear friend from the rising speakers, to please read out the objectives of us.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the Day, Toastmaster Deepa. Wonderfully, you're conducting the meeting. I must congratulate you on that. And now with the speaker, since the project is about vocal variety, so as an evaluator, I would be looking out for the finer details when it comes to the vocal variety, which includes his emphasis on words, his tonality, the clarity of the speech, and the modulation of his tone, so on and so forth. I would also like to commend the speaker to present a speech on the spot. This is courageous. All the best to you, DTM Milind. And I will come back towards the evaluation section when called upon by the general evaluator. Thank you so much, Timod. It's back to you.
Thank you, Toastmaster.
Timer, please note this speech is for 5 to 7 minutes. I'm sorry. Yeah.
Thank you, Toastmaster Kamini. And now for a little more information about our speaker. A speaker professionally is a non-executive resident director on the board of 2 Indian subsidiaries of MNCs. He's a qualified company secretary and a law graduate with over 30 years of corporate experience. He's a marathon runner. He meditates, he takes care of his health, and he's an advocate of good health. Please welcome on stage distinguished Toastmaster DTM Milind over the stage. with the speech title, I have decided to run. I decided to run. Distinguished Toastmaster Milind Kulapkar.
I decided to run. Oops, a cat decided to run under my foot. My foot decided to stamp on the cat's tail. The cat decided to pounce on me. Brutus decided to at the cat. The cat decided to vanish from the scene. Brutus decided to stay put on the scene. His owner decided to my Toastmasters, my fellow guests. Now, I was not sure as to who was barking, the owner or the Brutus. The cacophony of barking made me go blank. I was stunned, speechless. Be or not to be? Be, run or not to run? That was the question. Then suddenly, a penny dropped. Barking dogs does not bite. My first table topic at my first Toastmasters meeting. I relaxed. I commenced my run. I ran past Brutus. I was a yard ahead of Brutus. I was smiling from ear to ear, like a Cheshire cat from the Alice in Wonderland. The blistering barnacles, after piercing his teeth in my posterior, with his tail up and tongue out, galloped past and entered the balcony of his house. And from the balcony, he was mocking at me. Et tu, Brutus, I'll pull your teeth, smash it into powder, and shove it into your mouth. Uncle, you better go to hospital and take those. Hurt, pain, I decided to run all the way to the hospital. The doctor, Milind, this normal 5-weekly injections can be fatal and cannot be foolproof in first 12 hours of the bite. I strongly recommend you to take that single shot of high performance equine serum injection, and it will cost 12,000 rupees. 12,000 rupees? Doctor, I've been beaten by a mad dog, not by equine, not by a mad horse. The doctor laughed, the nurse laughed, the doctor pressed the buzzer. In came 2 bouncers and made sure I was injected with the equine serum. First, it was Brutus who made a hole here. Then this doctor made 2 holes, one here and one gaping hole in my wallet. I was poor by 12,000 rupees. Hurt, poor, I decided to run all the way from hospital to my home. What a hero's welcome I received at home. Milind, not even a mad monkey or a mad cow would have injected the equine serum and spent 12,000 rupees. You could have simply waited nothing would have happened. What? Nothing would have happened. You would have found me in the hospital morgue with all those Toastmasters telling obituary about me. Ram Nam Satya. I don't care a tinkle toot to your cock and bull story. Why did you go to that Brutus? Why did I go to the Brutus? My little one burst out. Mummy, Papa always goes to Brutus, to that beautiful auntie who has that Brutus. I decided to sneak out of my house like a rat and ran like a cat. And I completed, since then, 7 full marathons. So I decided to run over to Toastmaster.
A round of applause to our speaker, DTM Milind. Let me remove the spotlight. So Toastmaster Milind, DTM Milind, I have a question for you. Why did Brutus decide to take a bite? Was it on the spot decision on his part, or were you onto something?
Absolutely. He was so nice, Brutus, very friendly to everyone. That's what, when I went back to the owner, she said, Brutus never, he's a very nice person. How did he happen? When she was in shock. So instead of helping me and giving condolence, she was in shock, thinking, why did Brutus bite Milind? And she still now doesn't have any explanation for that.
Thank you. That's one of the things that when we are in the spot, when we are bitten, that we kind of decide to, we cannot help but decide to not enjoy the moment and even wish that dogs are put on leash. So let's move to the next segment. Now we finished the prepared speech segment. We move to the next segment, which is speaking on the spot, which is table topics. And what is table topics all about? Let's hear from our table topics master, who is none other than our VP Education, Adarsh. Let me just come back in a second, pull out the intro that I have. Anyway, I have the intro in my head. I'm going to use that. So our table topics master joined Speech Weavers 2 years ago, and I was his mentor. I call him Tormenti because he's into pranks. The way he speaks is very unique, I would say, and he gives a tough time to even interact with him at times. But all in all, whenever he's given a task, like any executive committee task, any task, he takes it on, he takes full responsibility, make sure everything is done to the perfection like he just did. He pulled out the timer cards, he pulled out the introductions, he pushed the agenda, he picked the role takers. I mean, I am in awe at how he does all of that, and also is one of the youngest person donning the hat of an entrepreneur. So please welcome on your virtual screen our table topics master, who is going to enjoy watching us being on the spot, Toastmaster Adarsh.
Thank you for that, Deepa. That was very nice of you. I don't know whether there was a good intro or a bad intro. I think it was a pretty bittersweet one, but I love the one towards the end. Yes, I am a pretty committed man, without a doubt. Thank you very much for that intro. And I am your table topics master for this evening. So what is table topics? Well, it's a question that I don't think any of you have in mind because you're Toastmasters yourself. But it is my duty to actually state what it's all about. So as a table topics master, it is my job to put forth a bunch of impromptu questions which you're not prepared for. It's your job to go ahead and answer those questions to the best of your abilities. And I'll be calling on people one by one because I see around 13 people in the room, aside from one, that is me. I won't be answering any topics myself because I'm a data topics master. So this is one of those highly challenging segments in a Toastmasters meeting. I think you have around 1 to 2 minutes with a grace period of 30 seconds on top of that to construct an amazing speech, which you can use to sort of get all of us off our seats and feel. Now I have a total of, I don't know how many topics I have, but I'd like to quickly thank one of them in this meeting room for having given me a bunch of topics which I can use for today's meeting. So I see the timer raising his hand, but I'm sure that is not the reason why he's raising it. In case if he wants to pick up a topic, then he can, no issues at all. I'd like to know who of the 12 of you would like to take up a table topic right now. I see Suparna smiling. I see Nazneen attempting to crack a smile. I see Martin. I think, you know what, I'll go ahead with Martin in that case. Martin is part of the impromptu speakers WhatsApp group. So I'm pretty confident that he's up for this challenge. Martin,
Okay.
Are you ready for the first topic?
Yes.
All right, then. So this topic was given to me by Toastmaster Kamini. Thank you for that. This topic goes, being young is overrated. Don't you think being young is overrated? Martin, over to you.
Well, young, it says that you are never going to be younger than today. Mr. Topics Masters, fellow Toastmasters, and guests. What is young? I think that is not overrated, because as one saying says, you are always going to be young. Today, you are going to be younger than every time. For example, tomorrow, you are going to be one day. Today is going to be today, tomorrow is going to be yesterday, and yesterday you are not going to be young. So take advantage of today, enjoy today. And it doesn't matter if it's overrated or not. You must enjoy and take advantage of the day that you are having today. For example, we must appreciate the good things that we have, that we are alive, that we have good health. All those things and easy things are the best ones. We are not going to be thinking, oh, is it overrated or not? Please enjoy your time. And as the Greeks say, carpe diem. I take advantage of every day at maximum. And as other people say, you are never going to be younger than today. Let's take advantage of this, enjoy at maximum, and carpe diem.
Thank you for that, Toastmaster Martin. I feel pretty young. Now, I'm pretty confident that a lot of you in this room, I don't know how many of you are over the age of 30. How many of you are over the age of 30 right now? By a show of hands, yes. Apologies, I have revealed your age. I was not expecting to do that. But the common question that usually the people usually bring up in front of me is like, hey, Adarsh, I'm over 30 years of age. You're still in your early 20s. You're so lucky, man. You're so lucky. But I felt that maybe they are luckier because they seem to be in a better position. They are more mature. They know so much more compared to me. While I'm still here, I'm referred to as a toddler at times at my own meeting. I'm going to move on to the next speaker, and thank you, Toastmaster Martin. I would like to call on, let me see. I actually saw Toastmaster Nazneen cracking his mind, so I'm going to give her a topic right now. Nazneen, I would like you to take up the next topic.
Can you repeat the topic, because it's not audible actually?
I've not mentioned the topic yet. Your topic is, it's a pretty common question that is usually brought up in front of all of us. I think we are asked whether is intelligence enough? Is intelligence enough for someone to succeed? Do you think that? Nazneen, that's your topic. Is intelligence enough?
Good evening, Toastmasters, table topics master of the day, and esteemed guests. Is intelligence enough? I beg to differ. If only intelligence was enough, how would you actually empathize with people? You would think that you're intelligent, just earn, or maybe you would succeed in your life. I feel personally, happiness is what is more important. I feel that definitely for sure, success is not happiness. Happiness is success. So being successful, you have to be intelligent. Along with intelligence, you have to be a human, that you can actually step out of your shoes and be in the shoes of the person that you're actually going to empathize with. That is only when you'll be able to understand what it is. Intelligent, anybody can be intelligent. Do you know that actually Bill Gates did not actually found his company? It was just outsourced to India. Why? Because because they wanted to save literally $40,000 million. Because in India, definitely the workforce is actually lesser. So he did not find it. He just took it from someone. He bought it for a lesser amount, and then he just upgraded it. So that is called, in this today's world, strategies for an uncertain world. So I believe that yes, intelligence is important. Along with that, you have to have something called empathy also. Over to you, Table Topics Master. Thank you for that.
A round of applause to Toastmaster Nazneen as well as Toastmaster Martin. Intelligence alone is not enough. I'm someone that totally agrees with that. But as we don't have much time, I'm going to talk less and I'm going to give people more opportunities. We have guest Richa in the room. Richa, would you like to take up a topic? Yes, Richa, I think you're. All right, I'll request everyone in case if they can hear Richa, or is it just me? All right, sure. Richa, I can probably attempt to readjust your audio. I'll come back to you soon after I go to the next speaker. You only have.
Am I audible? Am I audible now?
Yes, you're audible now. Yes, you're audible now.
Yes.
Very much audible.
Yes.
This is your topic for today's meeting. Again, this was another topic that was given to me by someone very special in today's meeting. The topic is, in what situation is lying good? I repeat the topic. In what situation do you think lying is good?
In what situation is lying is good?
Yes. In what situation do you think lying can actually be good? Lying, not the antonym of that is not that.
L-I-O-N, lying?
No. Lying, L-Y-I-N-G, the opposite of telling the truth.
Okay, fine. Life is full of ups and downs. It is unpredictable. Sometimes we love to take up challenges, while there are times we tend to hide ourselves and just don't want to come up. Sometimes we decide to quit. But believe me, most of the time, what matters is the choice, the purpose, what exactly is the demand, what exactly is the reason, why do we need to take up that task? That is what matters a lot. Sometimes the roads might be smooth, but we all know smooth roads never make a great driver, isn't it? And so is the thing that I consider whether a line is smooth or not. All the things that matter to me is what exactly is the purpose? Why have we decided to follow a certain path? Is it the thing that is going to head us towards our destination? Is it the thing that has helped us to achieve our goals? For me, that is more important. as a soft skills trainer, when I go to a lot of corporate pan India, when I go to a lot of universities, I always tell my students and people that don't run after marks. Be a good human. That is something what will make you a better person, a better human being. Don't run after money. Money will come automatically to you. So there are so many things for me personally. Whenever I take up a line, whether it is right or wrong, all the things I keep in mind is the purpose, the objective, and is it something what is heading towards my goal or not? That is what matters most. Thank you. Back to you.
Thank you for that, Richa. I think you spoke about a topic which I didn't mention, but regardless, it was really, really amazing to listen to. Thank you very much for that. And I just noticed that I've gone over time. And by the way, I lied when I said that there was room for 2 more topics. There's only room for 1. So that concludes my role as the table topics master in today's meeting. I'd like to hand it back to our Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster.
Thank you, Adarsh, for those amazing topics from, made us thoughtful. Where is it good to lie? Is intelligence enough? Being young, overrated? Very thoughtful topics. And I think you have a friend who helped you come. Many thank you for pushing in those topics to Adarsh and bringing us on the spot, thinking about all these subjects on the spot and arriving at our own conclusions. With that, we are at the end of the table topics segment. And now it's time to head to the evaluation segment. Now, we all love to know what we're good at, what things we can challenge ourselves with. Sometimes we are not our own good observers. We need people to observe us. For example, maybe we have a tick which we are not very familiar with. Maybe we use a word that we are not familiar, that we overusing. Things like these are noted by our tag team and by a general evaluator. So please welcome on your screens the general evaluator again, Toastmaster Suparna Bose, to take over the stage.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Deepa. So good evening, everyone. I'm back again, your general evaluator for the meeting. And it was a fantastic experience being a part of this special meeting. And I'm waiting to give you my evaluation on what are the things that I have observed that have gone really well in this session, and what are the things that we would want to improve on. But before I give you my report, let me first invite on stage the speech evaluator, Toastmaster Kamini, to please give us the evaluation for today's prepared speaker. Again, a wonderful speech by distinguished Toastmaster Milind. Over to you.
Thank you, General Evaluator, Ms. Bose. My target speaker, DTM Milind, fantastic. Wonderful. I would really like to applaud you on completing successfully the purpose of your speech, which was vocal variety. Now, when we are attempting a speech where the focus is on vocal variety, key element, keep in mind, is expression. And you had expressions for all emotions in the speech. It just came right through the scene, the virtual screen, and I was feeling it. And I'm sure everybody in the room felt your emotions in the delivery. So congratulations on that. We've heard this many a times that it's not what you say, but how you say matters. On this note, I would like to tell you the points where you literally caught the attention. So when we talk of vocal variety, there are 11 elements and you seem to be covering all of them. Just to mention a few, you had the right kind of emphasis when you said my foot, bounced, animal sound, woof, woof. So when we talk about expression, it's yes, the sound expression, but you also were complementing it with your body gestures. So that is also a form of expression. Lovely there. Second, I like the way you were taking pauses in between. Like when you said, 12,000, there was a mention of 12,000. You gave us a moment to digest that figure. Also, the tone softened when you said hurt, pain. So these were just a few examples of how you came across as a speaker, achieving every purpose of your speech when we talk about vocal variety. Now, I was literally struggling. How can I offer you anything to better? Because this was just like, what do I say? You know, there was no scope for me to put in anything. This was such a wonderful delivery. However, let me get back into the purpose since it's vocal variety. And yes, I agree, expression is through your words, through your tones, and also through your body. But somewhere you could minimize your body gestures because keep them, you know, in a few places, but not a little more, because there it kind of shifts the attention from your vocals to your body. So have 1, 2, but do not kind of have more than that, because that might just take the attention away. That's all, sir. I literally struggled with this suggestion, but I would like to personally thank you, compliment you on taking it up, the challenge to present a speech on the spot. It is absolutely courageous of you. I totally get when Deepa, Adarsh, everybody talks so fondly. This is the first time I've heard you in a speech, and I couldn't agree more with everyone who has their opinion about you, that you're a wonderful speaker. Thank you so much, and congratulations once more on completing your speech and the purpose of it. It's back to you, General Evaluator.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Kamini, for that meticulous and positive feedback. So with that, let me call upon my tag team, because this is again a very important phase of any Toastmasters meeting, which is the evaluation. And this is just not for our prepared speaker, but it is for all of us here. So let me invite on stage the timer for today, Toastmaster Udaya, to please give us the timing report.
Thank you, Madam General Evaluator. Am I audible? Yep. The meeting sharply starts at 5:03 p.m. and the team out starts at 5:28 p.m. And it took 5 minutes for team description. Then General Evaluator came at sharp 5:33 p.m. and prepared speech starts at 5:40 p.m. The prepared speaker, D.T. Milin, he took time for 6 minutes exactly, the sweet yellow mango. And then the table topic section starts at 5:53, and the prepared speech took at least 13 minutes. The prepared speech section took, and then table topic starts at 5:53, and it took 13 minutes to complete all the speeches. Now I get back to the table topic speakers. The first speaker, Martin, the sweet yellow mango, he took 1 minute 46 seconds. Nasin, sweetest red mango, 2 minutes 18 seconds. Guest Richa, she took 1 minute 42 seconds, sweet yellow mango again. And then general evaluation section starts at 6:07. And the evaluator Kamini, she took 3 minutes 17 seconds, sweetest red mango. And that's my report. Back to you, General Evaluator.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Udaya, for giving us very detailed timing report for all the role takers. Thank you so much. Next, I would like to call on stage the counter for today, Toastmaster Shubhi, to please give us the counting report.
Thank you, Toastmaster Suparna. So I have figured out a few filler words in few speeches, or say a few Toastmasters speeches, but maybe I missed some of them. But this is my report. So Kamini has one and one a. Then Udaya has one a and 3 ums. Then Deepa has 2 R's and 4 ums. Over to you, Toastmaster.
Thank you so much, Shubhi. Now let me call the grammarian of today's meeting, Toastmaster Nazneen, to please share the grammarian report.
Am I audible? Because It's a bit of a problem with the net.
Yes, you're
Just
right.
give me a minute. Yeah. I'm euphoric to announce that this meeting was articulated according to the need of the time with profound knowledge and without fear. All the role takers, kudos to you on the spot, and kudos to you. Can we have a round of applause, all the round takers? This meeting, I'm sure the father of grammar, Lindsay Murray, will not churn in his grave. He will be proud of the fact that this meeting was absolutely too good. A couple of good usage of words were barking dogs seldom bite, etu brute, being young, carpe diem, strategies is for uncertain world, is intelligence enough, smooth roads don't make a good ride. And I could hardly find words, phrases which were actually not used improperly. 5 years older could have been, my sibling is 5 years older than me. The Brutus should be just Brutus. Then the word of the day was not used by many people. Kindly make sure that we use the word of the day, because the word of the day is being given so that we can enhance our grammar and our vocabulary. Kudos to you, to all of you, to take it in the right place. Okay, and a couple of suggestions. Whenever you use a word which is not an English language word, I will not take out the names. It's just that kindly translate that word. Just an example, carpe diem, seize the moment, or etu brute, whatever it is. So just make sure that you translate the word. And also, there's a thin line between pronunciation and your pronunciation and your accent. So make sure that the pronunciation, you stick up to it, because it's easy to comprehend, not only for the native people who got the language as English language, but to the whole world, as in the Toastmasters fraternity as a whole. Thank you, and over to you for being such good audience and listeners. Thank you, and over to you, General Evaluator.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Nazneen, for that detailed and positive evaluation. So with that, I come to my segment, the general evaluation segment. And yes, what a meeting this has been. You know what comes to my mind when I think of the theme that our wonderful Toastmaster of the Day, Deepa, just gave us on the spot? What comes to my mind? I think about life. Life happens on the spot. There is nothing you can anticipate what is going to happen to you. And today was something that I experienced, what happens to me every day. And Toastmasters as a platform, I would say, is preparing us for our life, for preparing us for any situation that we handle, be it in our professional or personal lives. So what would be my report? Firstly, let me highlight the wonderful things that has happened today throughout the meeting. First is kudos to our entire Speech Weavers team for starting the meeting on time. Wonderful. I was expecting maybe we would wait for some more role takers, but we started on time, 3 minutes late, but still I consider it on time. And the way we executed the entire meeting, especially the initial Sergeant-at-Arms address by Distinguished Toastmaster Milind, what an energetic start. That you wouldn't realize that before joining this meeting, I had a work meeting and I was feeling a little gloomy. But after Milind sir's intro, I was energized. So that is the kind of impact we all need in a Sergeant-at-Arms, and that is a job well done. Thank you so much, sir, for giving us such an energetic start. And not just that, the Sergeant-at-Arms also made sure that you explain the rules, the various meeting etiquettes that we follow in a Toastmasters meeting. Thank you very much. going with the flow of the meeting, what I really liked is the tone of the meeting, the surprise and the curiosity element that it had. On the spot, no one knew what is going to happen. And we were all, as the Toastmaster of the day rightly mentioned, we all had butterflies in our stomachs. We were thinking, what is going to happen next? And I wouldn't lie, I had the same emotion. So what I really liked is the
We seem to have a disconnection. Let's see if Suparna comes back. Suparna?
I think she's experiencing, I think her screen is frozen, I think. I hope I'm not the one even experiencing it.
Yeah, it's frozen for everyone.
Maybe we can just let her reconnect in that case.
Yeah.
She can actually leave and join back again. That makes sense. Sometimes it happens with these net issues.
I'll give her a call from here.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that's fair enough. Great to meet you, Kamini, after a long time.
It's wonderful to see you as well, Naz. I think after Rising, this is where I get to see you. How have you been?
Oh, it's been great.
Wonderful to know that.
Yeah, you
And
have
plus
to
you're
live in
with-
the moment. Just it. That's what I believe in. Live in the moment.
Yeah, absolutely. Like the general evaluator said, life happens to you on the spot. Couldn't agree more. And I'm sure Deepa and everyone else, we were all nodding. Adarsh is back.
Oh, yes. And Deepa is
Reconnect.
star of our club.
So can I reconnect? Meanwhile, you can make yourself comfortable. I don't know, maybe we can have a chat.
Hey, others, well done. Too good.
Thank you, Nazneen. Nice to hear from you. I actually was so interested in giving you a table topic because when we had the linkers meeting, I think you came very close to my ear and I thought you had something very interesting to tell. But you actually told me, Adarsh, please don't give me a table topic. Just don't ever give me a table topic. And I think at that time I was so tempted to give you a table topic, but then I realized the intent with which you actually told that. I think it's because you wanted the guests to get a chance. So that was very nice. Let's just wait for Suparna to join back. Meanwhile, I do have the voting form ready, but I know that I cannot share the link until the general evaluator is done with the report. So Deepa, I think you're playing, you played the role of the Toastmaster.
I don't know what to do now. Should I, in case, let's wait for 2 minutes. Let's have a conversations rolling. It's always fun to have conversations rolling somehow, I feel. Yes, Kamini.
Deepa, I heard you in the contest and man, you always delight when you're talking, when you're speaking. And that tone thing that you did, I'm sorry if I'm doing it in front of too many people, but this is what I thought, I could say this out to you. That the stone thing that you did, the kind of you moved it, throwing few down and holding on to few, and the way you ended, that was just so relatable and so impactful. I wish you all the best for the division. And yeah, that's it. Thank you for that wonderful speech.
Thank you so much, Kamini. I think we have Suparna back with us. Suparna, are you there?
Yes, I'm sorry, I lost connection in between.
Yes,
Okay.
please go ahead.
Yes, I would like to continue. Just a moment. Let me know once you can see me. Right. Okay, so I have joined via phone because there is some issue with my PC. So continuing with my evaluation, which was, yes, the transition between the role takers. What I liked the most was the smooth transition that we had from the presiding officer's address to the kickstart of the meeting, right? That is something that I really liked. And again, kudos to you, presiding officer, Toastmaster Adarsh, for doing a job well done. First of all, it takes a lot of efforts to bring all of us together and conducting a meeting like this, which is quite challenging. And Here's a few things that I would like to share with you, Toastmaster Adarsh, since this was one of the ideas that I really liked in terms of having the role takers on spot. I felt that since we had used 2 spinning wheels, it somehow extended the time taken to decide on the role takers. So my suggestion would be to have just 1 spinning wheel, which is with the name of all the role takers, and the other part, which is with respect to the role takers, right? Could it be the timer, our counter grammarian? That could be constant. So how I would have done it is call out that now we are going to decide on the timer, spin the wheel, and that's how it's decided, right? So I felt over there, since we had 2 spinning wheels, that somehow caused a bit of delay in running the meeting. But overall, a great concept, and I thoroughly enjoyed today's meeting being so spontaneous. Coming to our next role taker, which is our wonderful Toastmaster of the day, Deepa. So a wonderful theme for a wonderful meeting. And what I like the most is the way you carried yourself throughout this entire session, because I know if practically if I was given the role of Toastmaster of the day, I would be really nervous, because it's not easy. It's not easy to come up with points on the spot, and you didn't even know that you would be a Toastmaster of the day. You had to suddenly gather all the intros and call everyone in order, call the meeting to order. So it's not an easy job, but you did a fantastic job by doing everything so smoothly, so effortlessly. Thank you so much for that. A bit of a suggestion for you for today's meeting. I observed that we could have given some more time to you. So when you said that this is a topic on the spot, I was expecting some more stories from your end. What I really enjoyed was the first story you shared about you going with your father, and then about the cycle story, right? So I wanted to hear more from you, because that is where I felt I would connect more to the theme. So my suggestion would be to maybe, yes, it was spontaneous, maybe add some more anecdotes about your theme, and that would make us even more engaged with the meeting theme. Thank you so much. Okay, so the next role taker, which is our table topics master, Adarsh again. Wonderful set of table topics. And what I like the most about these kind of table topics is you made sure that it was not something that anyone would not know, right? I made a note of the topics. The first topic was being young is overrated. Is intelligence enough? In what situation is lying good? And these are all topics that any one of us can talk about. So great choice of topics again. Thank you so much, Adarsh. And major highlight, what I would say, is the way you conducted the table topics session. You made sure that whoever was on stage was aware of what the topic was, and you also gave them a clear indication of what is going to happen, which is very important for any table topic session. My highlight was this. And coming to the improvements that I would like to suggest, I was personally looking forward to you sharing your experience or your opinions after a speaker has spoken. So for example, the first topic, being young is overrated. So when the first table topic speaker spoke on this topic and they left the stage, I was expecting you to maybe share a few good things about the table topic speech you heard, or something that you would like to add. That shows that you were listening to the speaker, right? That is something I was expecting. And one more improvement is the third topic that you chose, in what situation is lying good? Now, this is again a fantastic topic. However, I could see a bit of confusion between you and the speaker who was going to speak on this topic. They had to ask you several times, was it lying? Was it lion? So please make sure that next time, just a suggestion, that whatever topic you're choosing is easier to understand, and you don't have to explain it so much, right? That makes it into a smoother transition. So those are my few improvement points for you. Overall, a great session. And I personally, if you had given me a chance, I would have again taken up a table topics myself. Thank you. Coming to the next role taker, which is our very own and our amazing speech evaluator, Toastmaster Kamini. A wonderful, wonderfully framed evaluation. And what I really liked is the positivity that you gave to the speaker. ever since the way you started your evaluation, it was very positive. It gave us an insight on the highlights of Distinguished Toastmaster Milind's speech. And it also helped us connect to the way the Toastmaster Milind has been able to, use his body language, his vocal variety, and his storytelling abilities with us. So kudos to you, Toastmaster Kamini, for a job well done and giving the speaker for today a great evaluation. A small improvement point for you would be, I personally felt that one more important point that you could have, given to the speaker was the connection between the speech title and the objective of the speech. So today the speech title was, I decided to run. Now, as soon as I heard this speech title, I wanted to know why. Why would someone want to run, right? I wanted to know more about why, when, and where. So this could be one of the suggestion points to the speaker, so that the next time a speech is delivered, they would make sure that the objective of the speech is met with the speech title. And I also felt that today the speaker's ending was a little abrupt, could have been summarized in a much more better way. And yes, I can definitely understand this was an on-spot speech and it's not easy. So again, this could be one of the suggestions that you could have given to the prepared speaker. But overall, Toastmaster Kamini, a great evaluation. And I can see a lot of positive and potential evaluations from you coming forth. Thank you. Now coming to my tag team, and again, a big round of applause to my entire tag team, Timer Udaya, our counter Toastmaster Shubhi, and grammarian Toastmaster Nazneen. What I like the most about the Timer Udaya, about your report, ever since you even explained the timer role, is you tried to connect the 3 cards with mangoes. And personally, I love mangoes. So the way you connected to this, the colors of mangoes, and you tried to give us that connection, that was great. And what I also liked is you noted down each and every phase of the meeting, the time taken, and you also gave a very positive timing report to the speakers. My improvement or suggestion for you would be, I observed during the meeting, you had your hands raised. And during the prepared speech section, I could see that it caused a bit of a distraction for me. So I can understand it could also cause a distraction to the speaker, right? So please make sure that you avoid any such, using any such emojis during a speech, because it can distract the speaker. Overall, a great timing report, and thank you for taking up this role. The next role taker, which is the R counter, Toastmaster Shubhi, a great job done. I know you are a newcomer, and that's what I heard. You're a newcomer and you have just given your icebreaker, and you have done a fantastic job today in terms of giving us the fillers, how many times we've used it. So kudos to you on a job well done. My improvement point for you would be, the next time you take up an accounting role, I would also, I would really appreciate if you can give us points of improvement, because end of the day, when we attend a Toastmasters meeting and we are looking for an evaluation, what we're also looking for is, what is it that I can do to be better? So points you could have suggested is how to reduce your fillers, how to reduce your R's and ums, and what could be the chances of doing that? Using more pauses. Whenever you feel you're going out of thought or you're not getting a clarity on what you're going to say, take a pause, right? That could be a suggestion you could have given us, maybe during your introductory speech or even during your evaluation. So that the next time anyone comes to a Toastmasters meeting, they are mindful of that. So that's a suggestion from my end. And again, a job well done from your side. Thank you so much, Toastmaster Shubhi. Coming to our grammarian, our wonderful grammarian. Thank you so much, Toastmaster Nazneen. The word of the day, euphoria, it was used, if I remember correctly, twice, and you used it. So again, it would be my request for everyone in the meeting to please use the word of the day, because yes, in fact, it will help you build your vocabulary. And what I like the most about Toastmaster Nazneen's evaluation is that you have noted down each and every good and not so good usages. And you also mentioned a very key thing, which is with respect to the translation. Yes, whenever we're using any different language that we're not aware of, it is always better to let us know what is the translated version of it. So thank you so much, Toastmaster Nazneen, for executing the grammarian role such wonderfully. And what would be my suggestion to you? So my suggestion to you would be to continue with the way you're delivering your grammarian role, and to also make sure that you can give some more improvement points on how to work on your grammar, right? You could have said that for someone who wants to improve your vocabulary, please do read, okay? Because reading increases your vocabulary. So suggestions like that, any personal suggestion that you felt could have been given so that the next time someone is up on stage, they aren't very scared, okay? So thank you so much, Toastmaster Nazneen, again. And with that, I would like to end my evaluation of today's meeting on the spot, meeting number 714 of Speech Weavers Toastmasters Club. And it is my privilege to be a part of your club's meeting today. Thank you once again, Toastmaster Adarsh, for inviting me here. And yes, back to you, Toastmaster of the day, to take the meeting forward.
Thank you so much, General Evaluator Toastmaster Suparna. We're fortunate to have you amidst us. What a valuable feedback you gave us all. You didn't leave any of us. We learned a lot. Each and every one, I'm sure, agrees to what I'm saying. Thank you for bringing those insights. And now it's time for the results. We had voting. I hope you all exercised your vote in the using the Google form, that the link that Adarsh just provided in the chat box. If you haven't, please take out the time and push your votes. And in the meantime, I would ask our presiding officer for the day, Adarsh, to let us know what is in store for us next week and the week after, and the other announcements at Speech Weavers. Over to you.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Deepa. There are around 8 of us in this room, aside from myself. So I'd like to give a round of applause to Toastmaster Deepa and request all of you to do the same, because it was obviously quite challenging to step up and play the role of a Toastmaster of the day. And I was actually begging that I wouldn't have to be the Toastmaster of the day today, because it was left to the both of us at the end. Wonderful. And I'd like all of you to go ahead and cast your votes. And the voting link has already been shared. And by the way, for those that voted first, you should know that you couldn't vote for the best table topics speaker, because I missed out on that. But I've added it now. Now, to quickly go ahead and speak about our announcements for the upcoming week. We have a very interesting meeting called the Speech Duel in the upcoming meeting, where we'll have a total of 6 speakers, and 2 of them will contest against each other while reenacting a speech. It can be a previous ISC speech that was used by one of the various speakers. We'll never know. It's something for you to come and find out yourself. And in the upcoming meeting, we'll also have a demo from Deepa on the usage of Udly. So I think a lot of you have been hearing the name Udly for quite some time. We were actually supposed to have it in this speech meeting, but unfortunately we didn't have the time for it. And Deepa, obviously, to keep us on the edge of our seats, has pushed it to the upcoming week. Thank you for that. Now, I don't know how many votes we have at the moment. We have a total of around 4 votes. But as we don't have that much time, I might probably just go ahead and stop accepting the responses. All right, then. So for the best auxiliary road taker, we have. But it was pretty overwhelming, by the way. It goes to our timer, Toastmaster Uday Kumar. Thank you very much for joining us. You were our best auxiliary road taker, and you were actually pretty quick to also respond to me when I requested you. The best road taker in today's meeting. Well, that is obvious, isn't it? It was our general evaluator, Toastmaster Suparna. Thank you very much for that lengthy but very, very insightful and interesting report. And then moving on to our table topic speaker. The best table topic speaker in today's meeting is actually joining us all the way from Mexico. Thank you very much for joining us, Toastmaster Martin. You were our best table topic speaker. And by the way, as we only had 1 speaker today, I decided to give people the opportunity of rating the speaker. And I'm actually pleased to announce that most of you have rated the speaker 4 out of 5 on average. And as per our evaluator also got a 4 out of 5 on a scale of 0 to 5. That's amazing. Thank you very much for joining us. And our meeting quality obviously was, without a doubt, I think it was a pretty good meeting, without a doubt. There are some areas of improvement, I'm sure, that nobody has written down, but we'll anyway keep them in our minds when we have our upcoming meeting. And for now, I'd like to declare that our meeting number 714 is closed. Thank you. I think the person recording the meeting can stop recording the meeting now.